Hi, everyone. It is Tuesday night training, and we have, did you like my title?
Yeah.
It's me and Carla. Everybody else is muted out. All right. Well, I want to start by, I'm going to be jumping around a little bit tonight. I'm hoping if I show you some things that everything will make sense, and I want to talk about our month of March. And first of all, I thought I would do a little bit of recognition. So let me share this screen. And I'm assuming that you all know how to get here. Do you all know where to get to your consultant connection?
Yes.
All right. And all I'm doing is when you're a director, you see the director's summary. You get a few more things, okay? So you have that to look forward to if you're working on leadership. But what I want you to see is, this is what I see when I pull up my directors. And I just want to see, what I'm looking for here, of course, is everyone who is a yes so far. And our goal, of course, is to have everyone be a yes and get paid for the level at which they're at, because everyone deserves to get that pay. I just want to say here, so what happens is when we have yeses in most of the spots, we don't need them in all the spots. Do you see my cursor moving around here? You do, thanks, Carla. And look, Gail's real close. We got some really close teams, and the whole point of this is that when we have yeses in certain spots, we are an executive team. And so I want to say congratulations to the Ferreira team, the Chase team, the Owens team, the Coleman team, the Kimmel team, the Reynolds team, the Kavanaugh team, the Syed team, and the Kasperzak team. And the rest of you we're rooting on. We still have 5 days left in the month, and I know that you're all working to make it, and that's really exciting. So the reason I wanted to tell this to you, or show this to you tonight, is I want to show you one more thing. Who knows what happens when we make executive level? I know everybody's moving out.
Is that when you do the cash $100, whatever?
Yes. So I thought I'm going to share this and remind everyone, and some of you may not know that you're seeing that it says 2018. I need to change this. It shouldn't have a year because we've kept it up. But Joe Pash Angel Team Recognition. So what happens now is that when we are paid at the executive level, now we weren't paid at the executive level in February. So what happens is this drawing goes to $100 for the month of March. And when we are paid as an executive, I will start with $100, and what happens is we give that out in $50 segments. So for all of the teams that are green in the month of March, I will put all of those team director names representing the team into a hat, and then we're going to pick a winning team. Then what happens is if you're on a team that is green and you happen to be picked, all of the people who do 150 and were green that month, all of their names go into a hat, and their director gets $50 and a team member gets $50. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Who's won this before? Yay! What did you do with your money?
It's in the bank right now.
It's in the bank? Who else won it? What did you do with it? Who wants to share? $50 is a nice little bit of money, isn't it? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I want to make sure that what happens then when we are paid as an executive director in April, I add another $100, and we give out two $100 package to a team, to two teams. And then, of course, we'll have the director will get $50, and someone on the team who is green will get $50. So, and then that adds up until we get to 500. Now, at my level, at the executive level, I get $500. So I'm willing to give away. My car's paid for. It's paying for a boat that's almost paid for. So I can use this money as a little bit of an incentive to add some fun and let you know that it's really important to be part of a team that is reaching its goals. So anyway, does that make sense to everybody? Does anyone have a question? And we're working on national or senior exec. When we get to senior exec, I get a $700 allowance that I'll raffle off. And then when we get to national, we'll have a $900. That means 9 teams will win. So isn't that exciting?
Yes.
I'm giving away a lot of money, you guys. Be nice to hear a little bit of enthusiasm. All right, let me see how I can stop this. I want to stop the share here. Okay, where is my tab? Uh-oh. Here we go, stop share. All right, so before we get to talking here, do any of you have any, thank you, Rhonda. Do any of you have any questions? Rhonda, I don't know if you all see, but Rhonda said, very exciting if some of you are calling in on your phone. So any questions or concerns before we get started? It's really important to me that if you have a question or a concern or a challenge that you'd like to talk about, that we can help you with it. Anyone have anything they want to talk about? Hi, Joy. Okay, all right. So let's talk about, okay, I'm going to get rid of some of these things I've already talked about. And I would like to share a video with you. So let me oops, I've got so many screens going here, I'm losing them. So I want to share. How do I share this? Uh-oh. All right, you guys, I wanted to play a video and I'm not seeing how I can share it. Okay, well, I guess we learned that I can't share a Facebook page. Oh, here it is. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. All right, so you see Sharon Zelen's face?
I see her.
Okay, all right. Can you hear it?
Spring Story Kit.
No.
I want to share a story that really touched me this week, and
Okay.
hopefully you guys can feel the same way that I felt when this new team member shared this story with me. So I know Judy's been on here and we were talking about numbers and goals and where are we, and yes, we all love to reach the goal that we set to bring in more people than we ever have, but it's so much more than just a number. And that's what I want you guys to remember as you go to your shows this week and this weekend, and you follow up with leads and thinking about who you can offer this business opportunity to. So I met this girl in a virtual party, and we were chatting about the business opportunity, and she said she felt like God had put her on this party, she said, and she's really not a religious person, but she had recently gone through a divorce, and she was a single mom and struggling to pay the bills. Like, we've heard so many stories like that. And this $39 kit could be such a blessing to her and her 2 small children, because she couldn't afford the other kits last month. And I guess the month before, because she said she has seen the opportunity before and she wasn't able to afford it. But this month, with the $39 kit, she was able to start a Pampered Chef business. And she was literally almost in tears when I actually spoke to her on the phone. And she felt so blessed that our paths had crossed and this opportunity was given to her. So I want you guys to remember, this business is so much more about just hitting the numbers. It has to be about the effect and the impact that we have on people's lives, because we have the ability every single day to change somebody's life for the better. Somebody did it for us, and we have the ability to do it for somebody else. So I want you to just remember that as you're finishing out your week and closing out your month. Just remember that this Pampered Chef is truly a gift, and I thank God every single day that Jill learned to bless me with this. And I don't know where I would be without my Pampered Chef business. I always say I probably do know where I'd be. I would have been working in Manhattan, getting home at 7 o'clock at night, miserable, and getting that pit in my stomach every Sunday night because Monday is work. And believe it or not, that's how most people feel every Sunday night, except for us. So I just want you to remember that and think about all the people that you may know that could benefit from this, and all the people whose lives that you will meet in this last week and moving forward forever. But for this week, especially with the $39 kit, because $39, people don't necessarily have to give up something. They don't have to ask permission from a spouse or whoever, a significant other. They can start for $39 where they might have not been able to start for $109. So just remember that this week, that we have the ability to change people's lives for the better, and go out there and make a difference in somebody's life. And don't think about, how many team members you can add and what it'll do for you. Think about what you can do for that person that desperately needs this business. That person that was laying in bed last night, unable to fall asleep because they didn't know how they were going to get out of credit card debt, how they were going to send their kids, to after school activities, how they weren't ever going to pay their rent. So think about those people, and those are the people that truly can benefit from this $39 kit. So make it a great week, everybody, and have a great night. Bye.
What do you think about that?
Something we have to keep remembering.
And maybe could we take that one step further? We take that one step further, Joy?
Trying to think.
We can remember it, but we need to share it, don't we? I mean, people don't know if we don't share it with them.
Right.
Right? So,
right. Share with everyone.
Yeah. So I hope that you'll all remember that. And, with that thought and going into, somebody has some background music, background noise going on. You may want to mute yourself out, and we're going to go ahead. And I'm looking to see, there's Jenna. How are you, hon? Jenna, would you want to open up here? I'll unmute you. Jenna, I really am so impressed with what I've been seeing happen with your business this month. And I know Carla has just raved about your work, and every time we have a director call, she's just so proud of you. And would you just tell everyone a little bit about your story, when you started with Pampered Chef, and what made you decide to become a Pampered Chef consultant?
So I started in September. I actually started, that story really does speak to me, because I started in September with the $29 special. And that, it's changed my life already. So, but I've had many parties before, and I've always loved the product, and I always had good parties when I did do a Pampered Chef party. Whereas if I'd have another type of party, I didn't do as well. So I felt like I was more passionate, and I knew what I was like. I knew the product a little bit because I was a diehard customer of it. So I just decided to jump in. I don't even think I told Elaine that I was going to do it. I had talked to her before many times about it. She had tried to talk me, into doing it many times, and I told her I didn't have time. I got 2 kids. I was going to school. I work full time. I don't have time. And I don't think I even told her I was doing it. I think one night I just logged onto her website and did it, and I got a call the next day. So that's how I started. And Carla told me about Disney, and I think around December, and that is my goal right now. I want to go to Disney. I've never been to Disney, and I want to take my whole family, and I'll pretty much do whatever I got to do as far as work to get there. So that's what I'm working towards.
Excellent. So Disney is a real incentive for you.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, were you interested in building a team before then?
Yes. I wanted to, but I honestly did not feel like I could. I didn't have, the confidence in myself to do it.
Uh-huh.
And I always thought, okay, well, I know I can sell stuff, but I'm not great at recruiting. But I just really try to follow everything that I learned in these calls. And by talking to Carla, I talk to Carla a lot. And I try to, anything that she says, like recommendations, I try to write it down and I try to act on it. And I act on everything that we talk about in these calls, and the 100 no's and the green dotting. I learned about green dotting. I've tried everything. So I really feel like by being able to try everything that I'm learning what works for me.
Awesome. You know, that is so exciting. And so I had a question and it just kind of popped out of my head. Oh, I know. You can't say you're not a good recruiter anymore, can you?
No, but see, I'm nervous because I'm recruiting the people like, I don't really want to say like me, but who's not going to spend $100 or $200 to not know if it's going to work. And that's my personal opinion. I know that if I would have known how good I would have done then, I would have absolutely spent the $200, but not knowing if it was going to work for me. You know, it's a real risk to spend that kind of money when you do have 2 kids and you do work full time and you're trying to do everything. Tight. So this month has really been amazing for me. Talk to people about, hey, $88 worth of product, $39, you get it for $39, and then you still make a paycheck. You can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Would you mind if I share what your check is at right now?
No, I don't mind a bit.
Do you know what your check is right now?
I know what my sales are at. I haven't seen my.
Okay, right now your sales are at $1,173. That's your income. I'm sorry, not your sales, your income. Yeah, your income. Your sales are at well, I have to scroll down here. Your sales are at $4,167.
And actually, she submitted more today. She's at 4,400.
Oh my gosh! So,
Oh, God.
yeah. So, yes. I mean, so Jenna, you know, like, so how did you do it? I mean,
I am real enthusiastic as a person anyway. So, and I really find that is contagious. So when I'm doing my virtual parties,
oh, we're losing.
People face to face, but if they can see my exciting little product, and when they see that I'm excited about that product, they get excited about that product as well.
Do you find yourself being a little bit more enthusiastic when your business is you work your business so it's going so well?
That is definitely a motivator, yes.
So would you think that
it's easier to be enthusiastic about something when you are doing better than you thought you would do? Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, and what advice would you have for anyone watching who, you know, would like to be in your position?
I would really say kind of what I've learned on here from all of you is talk to everyone, whether it's in the grocery store, in the meat section. I know it's funny, but it works. And I carry my catalogs with me everywhere I go on my shoulder. And people say, do you carry your office around with you? Actually, I do. This is my Pampered Chef office right here. Would you like a catalog? You know, I carry it with me everywhere I go to get the questions, and I try to talk to everyone. And I also try to get no's. And I talked to one of my recruits tonight about that. It's something actually that I found on your page that you shared in last September was the worksheet, the 1,000 no's or the 100 no's worksheet. And I shared that with her because that worked for me. If you're looking for a no and you're wanting to get a no, when you get a yes, or, you know, that's great. But when you get a no, you're not disappointed.
That's right. Excellent. That's excellent. So, well, Jenna, we're so proud of you. We're really excited for you. And if you know everything falls into place, we may just be celebrating your directorship next month. And you know, to be able to say that you've become a director since September. You signed up with the $29 kit, right? Yeah. Okay. Carla's shaking your head.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And with the $29 kit, you got no product. You just got the business. And with the $39 kit, like you say, you
No.
get $78.
I had just had a party. It got the cookware. Like, I had a lot of product already from my parties that I had. So that was in my head. I have the product. I'll pay $29 to join. So.
Yeah. I just thought of another question. What percentage of your business is virtual and what percentage of your business is live? Jenna, can you hear me?
I would say about 80% virtual, 20%.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Excellent.
Hello?
Yeah. I heard you. Did everyone hear Jenna?
Yeah.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions for Jenna? This is the time to ask. Jenna, would you say if you can do it, anyone can do it?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Because like I said, in my head, I did not have time for this. And it's fun.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Ashley posted, yeah, it's great living in the sticks, and I know how that is. Sometimes my reception is a little tough too, but thank you so much for sharing, Jenna. And again, if any of you have any questions, you can go into the chat and post any questions you have. But I want to just show you, again, if you're not sure, I want to be very clear about what is on stake for this month, what comes in the kit. Can everyone see what's in the kit?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so in fact, I know that I want to get online this week, and I'm going to demonstrate using the pasta maker, the microwave pasta maker, and then the breakfast sandwich maker, and I love the veggie stripper. I call it the stripper, and I love that. I love to use it for zucchini. So if you get out and talk about these products, and again, $88 worth of product for $39. And again, gosh, I've spent $39. I don't know. I don't want to tell you how much I spent at Sam's Club today, but anyway, there's a lot of things we've spent that kind of money on. All right, so
I have a question.
Go ahead, Dixie.
Is she getting her recruits at parties, or is she getting them like when she's talking to people out and about?
Excellent question.
So not one of my recruits has been from a party. Every recruit that I have recruited has been from out and about talking.
Really?
I actually just convinced someone that I have someone who wants to recruit, but they want to wait till the last day of the month so that for some reason, they've got parties booked in April, but they want it to count towards their first 30 days. So that's their reasoning, I guess. So I have convinced her to host a party with me. I haven't talked to you about this, Carla. I just got off the phone with her actually before the call, but I have convinced her to host a party. And then when she closes her party on the last day of the month, or the 30th or the 31st, to sign on as a consultant, and that way she gets those sales.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
But she's my first one that will be a host, but I had recruited her before she was a host.
You gave her a great strategy.
Well, I tried to think of a way that wouldn't be like selfish, that I was trying to say, I want you to be active in March. So I said, why not go ahead and start working on a paycheck, even if you're not going to sign the before the last day of the month. So
that's so not selfish. That's so not selfish. That's just awesome. So, we're excited to see how it all works out for you. Yay! Let's all give Jenna a hand. Woo! Great job.
thank you.
We're rooting for you. Okay, I'm hanging up on people right and left here. um, Now, okay, all right, I do want to share this. I posted this and some of you had some questions. Let me share this. And again, I apologize for jumping around a little bit here, but some people saw this on the GoPack executive page, right?
Yeah.
And-
Yes.
Okay, this is the career plan. There is only one, well, the consultant is missing from here, and then senior executive director is missing right here. But this is basically the career plan with Pampered Chef. So what's happened is we'll use Jenna as an example. She is, when she recruited her first person, she became a senior consultant. And then now she's a team leader because she has two people on her team. When they each have sold 150 in sales, Jenna has sold 750 herself, and the team has sold 1250. It becomes a team leader team. And then the next step is director, and a director is when you have 5 people on your team, at least 2 are personally recruited by you. The team does 5,000 in sales, with the director doing at least 750, and then each person on the team doing 150. But as a team, you have to do 5,000. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when one person on your team in your first generation becomes a director, that moves you to the advanced director level in terms of structure. When you have, I'm going to have to do this by memory. When you're a senior director, you have 2. And then when you're an executive director, you have 6 with 2 in your second generation, I believe that is. And then national, I'd have to relook that up. But what this is as a senior consultant, this person, each one of these peoples are standing with their sign and what their level is. So this person, her paycheck, if she was a consultant, her check would have been $64. But because she had a team member and they fit the requirements, she made $30 extra and made $94. Now, $30, that, what would you do with an extra $30? Any ideas? You might take your family
Buy
to
more
McDonald's.
catalogs.
Huh?
Buy more catalogs.
Oh, there you go. Well, you might take your kids to McDonald's. I don't know, but anyway, no. The next step, okay. So, and again, we talked. I shared about Jenna's check, and Jenna right now has $48. So right now, as a consultant, her check would be $11.25. So right here, where this person made $7.64, Jenna actually would have made $11.25. But because she's a team leader, she's going to make, I'm moving this around, she's making $11.73. So there, the numbers are already increased from what this person was making. Then as a director that month, this person would have made $16.36, but they made $2,100. So does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
What do you think about that national executive level? What would you do with $16,000?
And am I reading it right that like the national director, her personal sales her commission check was only $223 for her personal sales, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And sometimes as a national, again, as an executive, my check has been that much, you guys. So as a national, sometimes they spend more time. Like tonight, I could probably be out doing a party, but I'm spending time here with you guys, hoping to help you and give you some ideas that's going to help be valuable for your business. So so I might not be doing as much sales. So that's why when it comes to trips and stuff, we have a little bit reduced points because your business shifts a little bit when you're going into leadership. But again, I want you to really think about.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. if I had prepared, I would be happy to show you mine. Anytime you want to see my paycheck, I'm happy to show it, you guys. I don't want you to think I'm gloating, but I just really want you to see. And again, this is a great visual that, this is real money, you guys. And when things might be getting tough a little bit, or you might be, getting a little frustrated with parts of your business, hang in there. There's actually three areas of a business. And I learned this really early with Pampered Chef. You think, is it worth it? Then you start making enough money where you think, it's worth it. Then you get to the point where you might think, am I worth this much? And it really does make a big difference. And all that is helping other people. It's really all about helping other people. And I like to say that we create income. And and that's something that we can help people do. Not everybody does Pampered Chef for the income, but I don't know, again, if you were had a $5,000 paycheck, would you give it back?
No.
No. So any questions or comments about that? I mean, do you really believe that the numbers are real? It's really important to me that you can leave this call knowing that these numbers are real.
I know the numbers are real. And I have a comment on what Jenna said.
Okay.
She said she just did everything she was told to do by her director and you, and that's so true.
Well,
because when I started Pampered Chef, I had no clue. I didn't consider myself a salesperson. So everything Maureen threw at me, I ate up like crazy, and I modeled her, and I was very successful. And when I quit doing the things that I was taught to do, I was very unsuccessful. So here I am trying to get back to being successful again.
well, and and that's what's really nice, that what they say, that it's not that the ball bounces, it's the ball falls, it's how high it bounces. And it's really important that you just keep working at it. So yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, yeah, you just do what we tell you to do. And I know that sometimes that seems simplistic, but be consistent, and again, that's what we try to get across in our trainings. We have about 6 minutes left, and I wanted to share some ideas. Is anybody looking for more sales this month?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to share some challenges with you. Some of them you may have seen before, and I'm going to encourage you, don't do all these challenges at once. You may want to tweak them depending on, some of it might be a little bit of an investment for you, but put paper to pencil and see what it would be like, if you're using a 10% past host discount, or if you're able to order the items on your host, a party. But just, and if you have any questions, of course, let us know. But I want to share some. I'm going to have to share them one at a time. So again, I'm going to have to bounce around. Let's look at this. Thank you. Have you seen this challenge before? You can post this. And again, this is not really for a party. This might be for your wall or for your VIP group. I've been challenged to sell 10 of our new salad cutting bowls. All right, and then when you sell 10, you're going to give away a free gift. Have any of you tried this one?
No.
Okay. So there's one. I'll post these. I'm going to post these on JoePack. Let's share this one. I think many of you have seen this one. The cookie cutter sets.
Yeah, tried that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And again, sometimes when we try things, you guys, okay, we have a little bit of sometimes we think when we post things that people see it. Have you ever noticed that Facebook moves really fast?
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Now, and there's a fine line between spamming, or just putting it all out there 100 times, or strategically trying different times. And if you do a little research, especially through cinshare.com, even if you don't use CinShare, they have fabulous training. And you learn when some of the when people are sitting on their computer, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a lot of people are sitting on their computer. People are at work. I remember when I worked in the corporate world, mid-afternoon, you're getting tired, you got the yawns, you get on the computer, you need a little stimuli, and a lot of people are on at 3 o'clock. So I try to post something that sings at 3 o'clock. But, post it a couple times. And give everyone a deadline. So there's the cookie cutter one. I'm going to share another one with you. And I think many of you might have done this one. Brownie pan. This is a very popular one. And again, if you've done it before, you may not want to do it again, or I would wait a year, really. But I've been challenged to sell 10 brownie pans. Now, you might offer the nylon mini spatula for free to sell them. You might say, buy this and I'll give you that for free. And again, you would get that on your host discount or maybe through your host free items. So have you ever tried that, Amber?
I have tried. I've done the brownie pan in the past.
Okay. Here's another one. Oh, this is something that I like to use. It's not really a challenge. My mouse is not working for a second. Okay. I want to try. How many of you have done this one? If you love Pampered Chef, pick a number between 1 and 20.
That one actually got me a lot of bookings when I first started.
Okay. And again, this might be something that you want to do once in a while. I actually also like to use this. I ask my host to post this on their wall so that when they're having a party, the people who are interested, they can say, hey, I'm having a party. Do you want to be invited? Okay. So,
now, what do you do with the numbers? Do you have a certain thing for each number?
No, you can really do with it what you want. Sometimes I'll give them, when they join my event or my group, I might give them the number of raffle tickets that they set. Whatever number they used. But it's really kind of arbitrary. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you have tried that before? Have tried this?
I have.
Okay, Amber has. Anyone else?
Joy.
Okay. Again, if you've not tried it, set up a virtual party. You can do a virtual party in 3 days. You can do a virtual party for 7 days, 3 days, 1 hour, 1 evening, whatever you want. If you still need sales by the end of the month, set up a party, post this, invite people to it, and do a virtual party. If you need help with postings, let us know. The virtual party page is full of them, and there's also ideas on our 30-day group too. So anyway, so that is that one. I want to just share. Here's one more. Cut above. Again, there's no prices on here so that you can do what you want, but you can say, any of these products, you might offer these 3 as a combo. Or these 3 as a combo. But you could offer that. Have you seen that before?
No.
Okay.
That one's really cool. I like that one.
Yeah, so there's one you can use. This could also be, would you prefer A or would you prefer B? Which is like an engagement post. Now, how many of you know what an engagement post is?
Me.
Who's B? Okay, Jenna. And Amber. Jenna, I think you raised your little hand first. Which one would you? What would you say an engagement post is?
Any post that's going to get comments or a lot of likes and going to get your guests engaged in your party or in your product is considered